Well, with reboots and series based on anything that we probably grew up with during our childhood, that trend seems to be continuing because, as we found out in February, as part of HBOMax lineup, upcoming lineup of series based on IPs that they own, more importantly, one of the more popular ones, Scooby-Doo, we found out that we will be getting a Velma-centric series. We found out we will be getting a Velma-centric series, but we didn't know much about it except for who would be starring in it. But now we got more information as of today, and I'm not going to be surprised if Clownfish TV will or hasn't already talked about this. But yeah, this was reported by various sources, including the CEO of the Warner Brothers Kids Division, Family Division, and all that. I found this out on Twitter thanks to Cartoon Crave. They tweeted this. It's an audio. They tweeted basically an audio interview that the Warner Brothers or Warner Media CEO of the Kids and Family Divisions, an interview that they did talking about what was upcoming. And this is what they said. This is what they said, and I quote. And this is an article from comicbook.com. This is what comicbook.com said, and I quote. Mindy Carlin's Velma series on HBOMax will apparently reimagine the Scooby-Doo character as a girl of East Asian descent. Velma will also be skipping over some big franchise connections like the Mystery Machine or Scooby-Doo himself. Warner Media's Tom Eschman, president of Warner Brothers Global Kids, Young Adults, and Classics, gave a keynote address about the upcoming slate and shared first details about Kylan's vision for Velma. Not for children, but we have a Mindy Carlin project called Velma, because she was excited to reimagine what Scooby-Doo would be like if Velma were of East Asian descent and lived in a different world. Ashman continued by saying that in Velma, there's no dog and there's no van, but we have our four key characters through a different lens, and I think it's great. So allowing our creators to play with RIP is super powerful. The four key characters that Emerson is referring to are Velma Dinkley, Fred Jones, Daphne Blake, and Shaggy Rogers, who form a mystery-solving detective crew, aided and often tripped up by the talking Great Dane, Scooby. As Ashman made clear, Carlin's version of the mythos won't feature Scooby, at least at first, and the mystery crew presumably won't yet be fully established. Naturally, the premise has a lot of Scooby-Doo fans asking themselves, does Velma even qualify as part of the Scooby-Doo IP? On the other hand, some fans are down to see where Kylan's series takes things. So yeah, apparently Velma is, not only getting a series, by Mindy Kaling, if you will, but apparently, I was just checking something there. Apparently, she's going to be now of East Asian descent and from a different world. So in other words, we're getting another alternate universe version of Scooby-Doo. This one, according to what he says, is not for children. She'll probably looking along the lines of maybe Riverdale style, Supernatural style, something along that lines. Charmed, who knows? But it sounds like we're going to get something from that perspective. Maybe even something along the lines of Titans. Can't really say. But yeah, Scooby's not going to be involved at first. That's what they said, at least at first. The Mystery Inc. gang is not going to be together, from as far as we know. And it's going to focus mainly on Velma as a character of East Asian descent. Now, that's all we know. It's all we know. I mean, it says it right here, and I'll try to provide it in the description. It says it right here. It says it right there. Hopefully you could read that, but it says it right there. And I know some people are looking at that and thinking, or looking at that if they could read it, or clicking on the link, or hearing about this, and saying to themselves and asking themselves why. Why would you do this? Why would you take another IP and reimagine it? Why would you go that route? And once again, I have to remind people that in today's world, things are different. You know, culture, the council culture, the SJWs, you know, because of any kind of impact they can make on any IPs, any franchises, it's causing a lot of studios to take those IPs and be like, you know, we want to keep it true to what it is, but we don't want to upset anybody. So we want to show that we can be diverse. We want to show that we can change with the cultures. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to do this. Now, I know some people will say it's not a big deal because we've seen this before, you know, with other franchises and other IPs. They've changed the race, the race, the authenticity, if you will, that's what I'm trying to say, of a character, so they can show that they're more diverse. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see what they do here with Velma. I mean, it does sound good. It does sound intriguing. I'm going to give it that. It does sound intriguing. But how will fans react to it? Yes, it's not a show meant for kids, apparently. It's more for the young adults. We could see that. Having more of that Riverdale supernatural kind of flair. But, you know, will it succeed? Will this change succeed? Or will they end up doing what Batwoman did? And that's basically having to change lead characters by different actresses. Now, Batwoman, they had no choice because the lead actress on the first season walked out. So they had no choice. But will they do it here? Either by the actress walking out, or by basically realizing, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have messed with what made the character good. I don't know. But let me know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on Velma being of East Asian descent? How do you think it's going to fit in? Do you think fans will accept it? Do you think maybe it will succeed enough to where they might consider it making it a permanent part of the mythos, the lore of Scooby-Doo, just like, you know, what happened with Nick Fury and Marvel? What are your thoughts? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are in the live chat, and I'll talk to y'all later.